Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thanks for joining me today. And today I'm bringing you the tutorial for the Global Design Project 222 that I took part in earlier this week. And I did say in the blog post that I would be sharing the tutorial. If you didn't see that blog post, this is what I made. So you can see, we can compare it to the card sketch. It was a card sketch, and this is what I made. So if you stay tuned, I'll show you how I made it. So for this card, I've decided to use the Tropical Oasis paper, which is part of the Tropical Oasis suite, which does have, turned over too many pages there. So it does have this Timeless Tropical stamp set and die set to go with it, but I'm going to team it up with Tropical Chic, which is in the annual catalogue, which comes with a stamp set and a die, because when we look at these papers that does match the leaves in here. It matches that leaf, and that flower is really similar to that flower, so I thought it would work. And I can die cut these leaves out to go with this bit of DSP, which was what I'm going to use on the card. And I've got some old olive and some whisper white there. Let's just have a little quick flick through these papers. So this is, I love this piece, and this is the piece I'm going to use. And then it's got a nice plain B side. And then we've got what looks like a Morris Traveller, which I absolutely love Morris Travellers. Not quite sure I'd make a card out of it, but love it. And if my dad was still alive, I would probably make him a Father's Day card with this, because we had a Morris Traveller when we were growing up. And yeah, love those cars. Love this side of it, which is more in keeping with me. Again, we've got those lovely leaves which match the Tropical Chic. We've got these lovely lilies, which are my favourites. Different style of lily to the one in the celebration set. Really like that plain background. These lovely leaves again, the same as the Tropical Chic ones. And then we've got sort of pink flamingos on the other side, which always makes me think of soft cell. Then we've got a bit of a Carmen Miranda going on here with all these tropical fruits, and then we've got pineapple on the other side. I'll just brush past that quite quickly. And then we've got this lovely sheet. I do like this one. Lovely, lovely tropical plants there. Very beautiful. And I really love that on the other side with the sort of palm trees. So, something for everybody in there, I think. Some that you might not like so much, but there are two sides to each sheet. So we're going to use a little bit of this. And the card sketch has a sort of a rectangle panel and then a strip. So I'm going to use this DSP as the strip, and to form the rectangle panel I'm going to use a stitched rectangle die. I'm using the second largest. So if you see where they are, I'm taking the second largest one of that to create my panel. And for this sort of element, I'm going to cut out this leaf, and I'm going to cut it out in some old olive to go on, and I think I'll stamp that flower as well to go with it, so it looks like this. So I might cut a couple of leaves, stamp a few flowers, and that will be good. I think it does need another flower, and I think I've got that in another set. Let me just check. So we're going to get started with the stamping. Now the flower, if we look at the DSP, we've got like a real red in the middle, and then around the outside actually looks like Grapefruit Grove. I've pulled out Mango Melody, but I think it's Grapefruit Grove, so I'm just going to get that a sec. And I thought I'm going to use my markers on the stamp to get the the two different colours. So I'm gonna put real red on the centre. And then we'll put Grapefruit Grove on the other bit. So I'm going to colour the stamen. I think that's what they're called. And then colour the edge. In this, so clean it off because I think I got a bit of red on that. And then we'll do a huff and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad for simulating that flower there, I think. I'm gonna do 2. So I'm not cleaning it off. And I might go over the middle to make it darker. I do like how this is turned out. There we go. And then I'm going to do a similar thing with the leaves. The leaves have got a mixture of Pretty Peacock and Old Olive. So I'm going to stamp with Old Olive and then do a bit of sponging with Pretty Peacock. And I quite like the fact that that hasn't stamped the full image. And then this is going to get die cut, so I think it will be okay if this is over the edges a little bit. And then when I die cut, I might sponge a little bit more. And then we'll see what they look like die cut. So with the leaf, I'm going to use this outline die to die cut the outline, and then once it's cut out, I'm gonna cut that section out as well. See if that works. Right, so I'm going to show you what I've done die cutting. I changed my mind with the leaves, so I'm going to cut out a full leaf in Old Olive. And then I'm going to cut the centre of this leaf out using the leaf middle. So we've got this to layer up on this leaf, but we want to jizz it up a little bit to make it look a little bit more like the DSP. So what I'm doing is I am going to sponge the edge of the background leaf with Pretty Peacock. And then sponge the stem, and then that goes on there like that. But we've got some white bits, so when I looked at the DSP, we've got quite a lot of what looks like Mango Melody, possibly. So I thought I would just colour these white bits with some Mango Melody. You can of course sponge it, but I had the markers out anyway, so just going over them with the markers just to fill out that white space and imitate the DSP a bit better. Dropped a lid. I dropped a lid yesterday. It took me forever to find it. So that goes, can get glued on there like that. And I think that's quite a good imitation of the leaf on the DSP. And there's one I did earlier. And I've cut the flowers out, and I want to get rid of the white around the outside of the flowers as well. So I'm going to get some Grapefruit Grove ink, I think, and ink around the outside. And then I want to do some dark bit in the middle. So I might see what it looks like with a real red straight on it. So, got my Grapefruit Grove. Put that round the outside. Just takes that white away a little bit, and then we'll fill the middle in. And I think if we use the marker directly, it will be darker. I have got the blends, so I might use that. Where did I put my marker? Let's see what happens. I'm going to do one with the blend and see the difference. Not really much different. But I do like the fact that it is a little bit darker. Cherry Cobbler might work as well to make it a little bit darker again. So that's my leaves and my flowers. I'll just glue those down. Just go down the middle. Might not use both. There we go. So that's for the little bit in the corner. So I think they will look nice with that. So we need to die cut our rectangle, and I am thinking about whether or not I'm going to emboss it with this leaf embossing. Not sure. Going to get it cut out and then we'll decide. So I've cut the rectangle out, and I've cut a strip of the DSP. So I cut this 2 inches by the width of the card, which is 4 1/8 UK size. So I'm going to stick that across there. I've got the panel there that I've die cut, laid those on. Now the sketch is to have the sentiment under there, and I'm thinking I do want to emboss that, so that means I'm going to have to put the sentiment on a separate piece of cardstock. So I'm going to take a scrap of Whisper White, I've used this for other things, and I'm going to stamp the thank you. I thought I'd already put it on. I have already put it on because it's not in there. I can't see where I've put it. You see, I get organised and it's a waste of time. There it is. So I thought I'd stamp it in Old Olive, and I'm thinking I might put some ribbon across, just do something different, and I might cut this out using a stitched die so it kind of all ties in. So I'm not sure if it will fit in this little one. No, that will cut it off. That might work, and I'll make it a little tad smaller. So, I don't know if you've seen me do that before. I'll do it now to show you. So what I do is lay that on where I want it. About there. I think that's about straight. Difficult to tell when it's on an angle, but I think that's okay. I may as well cut it all out actually. So I've got that out there, and I want to cut it about there, so you can feel when these grooves get locked in. Kind of don't move. Needs to go up a bit because that's too close. So you're kind of lining up these slits that are already cut, like so. And then we'll go back in, and then hopefully we won't have 2 rows of stitches. It seemed to stop filming there at the end. So there you can see That's just another way of, just one way of resizing it. So stick these flowers back on, and then we're going to have our thank you under there, and I could have it overlapping, or I could just move all this up a little bit and have it there, like so. And then I thought maybe some ribbon. So there's real red in this, and we've got real red satin ribbon, so I thought that could go behind. And there's stitching in the ribbon as well. So that was one thought. We do have this yellow ruched ribbon, which I thought might be nice as well. The ribbon that comes with this suite is this sort of braided, sort of linen burlap, and I didn't like that one, so that one's not being used, definitely no. And so I'm still toying with embossing this background. I think that will give it a nice little look if I emboss it. So I might emboss it first. And I've got the leaf embossing folder, or I might do the subtle. The leaves are a different type of leaf, which was what was causing me to rethink if I wanted to do that, because these aren't like tropical leaves. So I think I'm going to use the subtles embossing folder. So that's it embossed, and we can still see the stitching, and I just think it adds a little something to the card. And I might just do the one flower rather than the two. But I do think a little bit of ribbon along that bottom will look good. Red or yellow? I wish you could tell me. Thinking red. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with red. So I just want it round this. So I'll just cut a bit off. It's got the stitching, which kind of ties in with the stitching around this and this that I quite like. So let's get it all stuck down. So I'm going to use some Tombow. I did contemplate cutting this out with a stitched framelit, but then I just decided that would just be a bit of faff. That's not really necessary. There we go. So I want this over the bottom, so I'm going to put a bit of fast fuse on here. can then eyeball where I want this, thinking about that. So I go up a tad. That's good. So I'm going to stick that down. Judging my margin, so they're about the same all the way around there. I'm going to get a glue dot to go under here. So the ribbon can stay down. I'm gonna put this in so I know my distance for sticking this down. So yeah, I'll stick these on first. Bit of dimensionals. Got a strip there. Oh. Didn't realise that was longer that side. Thought I was being so clever. Stick that a little bit there. Up there. Do like to use up all my little ends. And this will be another customer thank you card. That's why I make a lot of thank you cards for my videos, because then I send them out to customers. Putting that over to the side, sort of getting a similar margin. And then I'm going to stick that on there, like so. Might have it overlapping a bit, or shall I have it totally on there? Could have it crisscrossing there on the top, and then we could have the flower like that. So it is slightly overlapping. Quite like that. So we'll stick that one down. I do like the way these leaves have turned out. Can't go too far under because of the dimensionals under there. And then I might put a little dimensional on there. I've got a bit left on here. Just at the top there. Put a bit of glue at the bottom. Like so. And then we just need then to do the inside. So I've got that for the inside, and shall I do a little bit of stamping on it? I could stamp that leaf coming in, and maybe the flower. They're already mounted. I might stamp off and stamp on. Bit of old olive. Might just do one at the top and one at the bottom actually. Might just leave it at that. Less is more. And then we just need to glue that in. And that's my card done for the Global Design Team. Card sketch. So I will share the blog post probably before I put this video out. There we are. That's my card. Hope you like it. All the details will be on my blog. It should come up there. Please like and subscribe. Go and explore some more. And I'll link to the original blog. And you can go and see what other people have made with this card sketch. I really like that. Okay, see you again soon.